Your dog is absorbing 50 times more glyphosate than you are. Same lawn, same day. Same application you walked across in shoes and forgot about by dinner. You washed your hands. Your dog licked its paws. One of you can read the warning flag they stick in the grass. The other one sleeps on it. The powder that can fix this is cheap, old, and sitting on shelves in every grocery store and farm supply warehouse across the country. It controls crabgrass, dandelions, foxtail, pigweed, and chickweed. The formula cannot be patented. No seed has been engineered to outlast the treatment. And because it carries 10% nitrogen, every application feeds the existing lawn while shutting new weeds out. That powder has a history. And so does the reason you have never seen it advertised. In the spring of 1944, scientists at a U.S. chemical warfare facility in Fort Detrick, Maryland, were not working on lawn care. Their assignment was to find a compound that could destroy an enemy's food supply from the air. They tested more than 1,000 synthetic compounds. The chemical they found was 2,4-D. It killed broadleaf plants while leaving grasses untouched. The military tested it, found it worked too slowly for battlefield use, and shelved the project. By 1945, the American Chemical Paint Company had brought 2,4-D to market as Weedon, the first selective herbicide available to consumers. Within a year, it had replaced the hoe in millions of gardens. The same chemical became one half of Agent Orange, deployed across Vietnam from 1961 to 1971 to strip jungle cover and destroy crops. Monsanto was among its manufacturers. The chemical never left the market. It is still found in over 1,500 commercial lawn products sold in the United States today. The compound designed to starve armies from the air became the standard product for suburban gardens. It made that transition in a single year. It has never left. The research on what these chemicals do to the animals living on treated lawns is not ambiguous. In 1991, a landmark study funded by the National Cancer Institute found that dogs in homes where 2,4-D was applied 4 or more times per year had double the risk of canine malignant lymphoma. The disease is biologically identical to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in humans. In 2012, Tufts University published a 6-year study of 266 dogs with confirmed lymphoma. Professionally applied lawn pesticides were associated with a 70% higher risk of the disease. Then came the exposure numbers. Researchers at the Health Research Institute measured glyphosate levels in dogs and their owners on the same treated lawns. The dogs' levels average 50 times higher. Dogs live 6 inches from the ground. Their paws are unprotected. They lick those paws clean. They cannot avoid the grass the way you can. There was already something else. It had been documented, patented, and quietly set aside. In 1986, Nick Christians at Iowa State University made an accidental discovery with corn gluten meal. By 1991, he had filed the first natural pre-emergent herbicide patent in United States history. The mechanism is straightforward. Proteins in the meal break down in soil and block root development in germinating seeds. The weed sprouts, but cannot anchor itself. It dies. Existing grass is unaffected and benefits from the nitrogen. The effect is cumulative. In the first season, peer-reviewed trials show approximately 60% weed suppression. By year 3, applied correctly, that number climbs above 80. The reason? The meal depletes the seed bank underneath your lawn, the reservoir of dormant weed seeds sitting in the soil. Fewer seeds each season means less pressure each season. A synthetic pre-emergent delivers the same result every year, as long as you keep purchasing it. Corn gluten moves in the opposite direction. The problem shrinks. The cost stays flat. That research was published. It was peer-reviewed. It was never disputed. So, why have you never heard of this? Modern weed control became powerful not because one product killed one weed. It became powerful because it became a system, a bottle, a brand, a seasonal habit, a seed program designed to tolerate the matching herbicide, a reason to come back next year and buy the same solution again. The global herbicide market generates more than $33 billion annually. Glyphosate alone accounts for over $8 billion. Bayer acquired Monsanto in 2018 for $63 billion. Corn gluten meal does not fit that model. You cannot build a high-margin business around a $2 powder that makes itself less necessary every year it is used. It was not banned, it was not buried. It was simply never promoted. Research was underfunded. Extension offices left it out of standard recommendations. Hardware store shelf space went to branded products with marketing budgets. In 2012, the EPA rejected a formal petition to ban 2,4-D. In 2024, the Iowa Senate passed a bill limiting future lawsuits against pesticide manufacturers. In late 2023, Bayer stopped manufacturing glyphosate Roundup for the U.S. residential market. Their own statement said it was not because of any safety concerns, it was litigation risk. The company had already paid approximately $11 billion, settling nearly 100,000 cancer lawsuits. In February 2026, a further $7.25 billion class action settlement was proposed. The system did not need corn gluten meal to fail. It only needed people to stop asking questions. 2 problems, 2 solutions. Problem 1, weeds that have not appeared yet. Corn gluten meal goes down before weed seeds germinate. The signal is forsythia, not when it blooms, but when the buds begin to form. By the time those branches light up yellow, soil surface temperature has already reached 55 degrees Fahrenheit, the point at which crabgrass seeds wake up. Your window is the 2 weeks before that bloom. Watch the forsythia in late winter. When the first buds appear, that is your cue. If the forsythia in your area has already bloomed, check soil surface temperature with a cheap thermometer. Below 50 degrees, you may still have time. Find it in the feed aisle of any farm supply store, Tractor Supply, local agricultural co-ops, or online. Look for 60 to 65% protein content labeled as pre-emergent herbicide, not animal feed. Minimum dose, 20 pounds per 1,000 square feet. Ohio State researcher Carl Danneberger recommends 40 pounds for better results. Spread it with a broadcast spreader. Water it in briefly to activate it, then leave it alone. It needs 3 to 5 dry days to form the barrier. Problem 2, weeds already growing. Chelated iron, sold as Fiesta Turf Weed Killer, active ingredient FeHEDTA. Broadleaf weeds absorb iron at a substantially higher rate than turf grasses. That iron overload destroys the weed cells from the inside. Mix 1 part Fiesta with 24 parts water and spray each weed directly until the leaves are just wet. Browning begins within hours. By the next morning, the leaves will have turned dark brown to black. The grass around them greens up from the iron. For stubborn weeds, a second application 3 to 4 weeks later may be needed. The EPA registered FeHEDTA as a biopesticide in 2009. No adverse effects to mammals, birds, fish, or aquatic invertebrates. Once the spray dries, roughly 3 hours, the lawn is safe to walk on again. Together, these two replace the synthetic weed and feed program entirely. This knowledge did not disappear. It was waiting in the feed aisle. A chemical built in a military laboratory to starve armies is still in over 1,500 lawn products. The powder discovered by accident in an Iowa State greenhouse has never been in a single television commercial. Bayer paid $11 billion in cancer settlements and called the product safe on the way out the door. That $2 bag has been at your farm supply store the whole time. Every spring, you have driven past it. There are still 61,000 lawsuits waiting to be heard.